As we all gathered here, I seemed to see a kind of petrified crone in a tattered black robe with a once white cowl, now the color of snow gathered on a curb after 5 days' heavy traffic. As she creaked into the room and she bent like a broken marionette into a chair in the rear of the room. And strangely, it seemed like I could hear her thoughts somehow. Now we'll see how things turned out for good Dorothy united with bad Bob. And remember, I saw it coming. And I've heard the rumors, how he tormented her, forcing her to squeeze the pulp out of the blueberries for his pies. And when she tried to instill some social graces, inviting that other one over so they could have belching contests. And they must have bred like rabbits. Look at all these young people. Probably half of them are their children. The young dancer, sitting next to her, somehow also seems to be able to hear her thoughts. And she says, I can only quote to you what Crazy Jane said to the bishop. Fair and foul are near of kin, and fair needs foul, she cried. But, well, you are half right, because, in a way, these are all their children. Some are their physical children and seem to have inherited their wonderful creativity and caring for others. I knew it. There must be dozens of them. It's surprising she doesn't look worn out. Quite the opposite. I wonder how she does it. Well, more than a dozen if you count the grandchildren and the grandchild. And now you say they care for others? Yes. And they make things that embody their caring. Films and dances and nursing and accompanying others and building and teaching and more. Just like their parents. But you said that all these were their children. That proves how you are exaggerating. No exaggeration, and I'll tell you how. The people he taught became his friends, became his collaborators, and they made witty and challenging and quirky things together that would make you stop and think. And she created a place where young people with few places to turn could come and tell their stories with their bodies and their voices. And they became her friends and her collaborators. And they made witty and thoughtful and moving things together that would make you wonder. And many of us sitting around here saw these things they were doing, and we looked for ways that we could do things like that. And so, in some sense, we are all their children, their friends, their collaborators. The ragged crone looks around the room really for the first time. Faces blazing with light, dancing bodies emanating energy and connection, faces sharing their light and gathering the light of others. And the vision comes to her, a glowing net connecting everyone in the room to everyone else in the room, and reaching out beyond. She rises, grabs the ignored glass on the table in front of her, and says aloud now, "Well, I can quote a poet too. Let me not to the marriage of true minds admit impediments. A toast to the two true minds and hearts from whom I see emanating this net of love. I see good, bad Dorothy and bad, good Bob, allowing the creative spirit to flow through them into that net of love. May it continue to grow and flow as long as women and men live. So be it."